Well, hello again. This time I've been asked to rebuild a Husqvarna 288. So I've brought a Meteor cylinder and piston. I'm just temporarily fitting it up, making sure it all goes, it all fits up. I've got it all pulled to bits. And there's the piston there. I've brought new bearings for it. I brought new seals. Trigger mechanism needed it. That's the old one there. You can see it's quite worn in here. It won't get full throttle otherwise. I was just cleaning up bits and got another, yeah, we've got the seals here, gaskets. He brought a new cover, this one, the brake band was broken, so my supplier didn't have one, but he did manage to find a new cover. So, but I've just pulled it all to bits at the moment, and see if we can get you in shot. So what I'm doing, I just went and cleaned it all up, and yeah, we might be putting bearings and seals in today. So that seems to get it working. Okay, yeah, there. I replaced that because of the it's all been bingled up here where the all the wires go. It won't hold it in, so it's not so good. So yeah, that's how that goes. Yeah, the wires won't hold it. So yeah, so that should hold that in there and there. So being pattern parts, they don't appear to fit overly well. So I might have to do some investigations there. The cylinder appears to be a nice cylinder. I've done some measuring. And it appears to be similar to the OEM cylinder. The OEM cylinder is quite scored. I tried cleaning it up, but there was not much luck. I put some acid on it and tried cleaning up the aluminium, but you can still feel scoring in there with my fingernail. So I just said to go and buy a Meteor sander. Yeah, you can hear it. So, new sander needed. Here's the bearings, the old bearings. Yeah, they're pretty knackered. So, that's one side and that's the other side. Yeah, grit in them and grubby and not so good. The seals themselves too are, yeah, they're pretty worn. So I just said to them, well, look, it's better off you replacing all the bits. Yeah, there's the piston. Have a look at the sizes. What are we looking at? Yeah. So what are we? 54 mil, basically. Have a look. Yeah, 54 mil. So, yeah, the same size piston and cylinder. I'm just going through, cleaning parts up at the moment. I'll be finding another carb kit and replacing the carb kit too. I've had a look at the fuel lines. Surprisingly, they seem okay. They hold pressure and whatnot, so I'll likely reuse those. They hold pressure and vacuum. Yeah, it's had a wee bit of a hard life, but I think we can make it live again. So yeah, I've got the gaskets and whatnot here. Got the anti-vibe mounts. Only one of them out of the 6 was any good, and that was pretty distorted as well. The clutch seems to be okay, just needs a clean up. With the, yeah, here's the mounts. So they're a bit worse for wear. It's obviously been broken for some time, and they didn't even notice. So just replace them. And here's the only one that survived, but that is it's all distorted, out of shape as well. So yeah, so just replace the things. The crankshaft seems to be okay. There's no movement up and down. Taper needs a little bit of a clean. Flywheel taper. It's certainly hasn't had an easy life, but yeah, the crank feels okay to me. So what else? I've got the ignition bits here, so yeah, it's just a case of putting it back together. I've put it back together and it should be a good one. So I've just cleaned out all the, given them all a bit of a scrub, and yeah, going to install bearings, clean up the bearing pocket surfaces, and yeah, so where's the bearings? Right, so there's 6203s. They match the other ones. They're a C3, which is what's called for. So yeah, there's been some talk about the interwebs about heat, using heat in the cases and to slot them in. Now I have yeah, I've got new O-rings as well. New O-rings on the oil pump. There has been some talk about using heat, but the way I see it, with the saws that need the oil pump as a bearing guide, I'm wondering if heat, if you have to put that on, use heat to seat the bearings, and then you drop them in. Won't that upset the oil pump? Because without that, then you can't, you put the bearing in and it would just drop right through. So do you need the oil pump as a bearing seat? Which is my question. So I don't know if you do or don't. So take these O-rings off. Right, let's see if we can do that. And if you put new O-rings on, won't that upset the heat, upset the O-rings? So you put that on, because otherwise that bearing's just going to fall right through. So you can put that on there. So that'll sit there like so. And then you can, because if you've just installed seals, new seals, you put that on and use heat the case up and then drop the bearing in. Won't that upset the rubber components? So I think what we can do, or what I've done, and that's why I have made the components to actually press the bearings in. So I'll have a, what size are they? Okay. So that could, oil pump acts as a bearing stop. And then you put these in, tighten everything up. Right, so that sits there. And then you can put my tools on. Right, so right, and we'll put that in there like so, and that will centre that. Right, and then the bearing goes in like so. And then that tightens up on there. So, do you use heat or do you not? So I don't know if the heat would upset the oil pump, if there's plastic bits in the oil pump, or do we draw them in like that? So it's a bit of a conundrum. I reckon that works like that. Yeah, see, if you've got oil pump issues there, you put that on there like that, and that would seat up against that oil pump if you draw it in, because that acts as a stop. So what you could do too is, if you had one, was a spare oil pump. But with the other side, so you don't need to worry about that. You can heat that side case up instead of drawing them in. You just heat that case up. And drop the bearing in. But with these ones, you can't do that. You've got to put the oil pump in, because that, yeah, that's your pocket there. They drop into. So yeah, but anyhow, there's all the bits there. So I'm just going to do what I can today. I've got some repairs to do to the case. And yeah, there might be a part 2. I'll put cases together anyway, crank and bearings and whatnot. I might just draw the bearing in that side. Might use heat on that side, see how we go. And yeah, I'll bring you back. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and yeah, we'll see you for part 2. Alright, bye for now.